Hey, welcome back to another edition of Limited Skills. I'm James,
And I'm Brandon.
and Brandon's drafting Ixalan.
Rivals of Ixalan.
Rivals, right. They are technically different things.
Could get confusing.
So we're looking through this first pack, Brandon. We're getting focused. We're getting in the zone.
Oh yeah, we're focused now.
Not centered, but focused.
Okay.
This is a
I'd like
weird
to
red.
say I think, yeah, I wanted to. I sort of knew what it did. Wanted to double check it. I think the Stormfleet Sprinter would have been the best first pick here, but it was in two colors also, and it would have been harder for me to get one of those mythics randomly later.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I went that and whatever. That'll be easier to play in whatever deck.
Is it mythic?
Yes.
Also, you don't get a chance to play weird, goofy rares like that very often,
Yeah.
so like you'll see that Stormfleet.
I ended up
Navigator guy.
sort of alternating between, so I think it's a weaker mythic. I ended up putting it in and out of the deck repeatedly through the night and never got to use it.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Like I just never drew it when I had it in the deck.
Yeah. Captain's Hook. How'd this card work out for
It
you?
was phenomenal. It was very good. I had sort of played against it a little bit, and I was like, oh, it seems like an efficient equipment, but it's very good.
All right.
The fact that it made something a pirate ended up being
Oh, yeah.
100% relevant
That's cool.
multiple times
Sure.
for that, giving something +1/1 and double strike if it's a pirate.
What about Storm the Vaults?
That's a bad card.
Did you play it? I guess I'm about to find out.
I think it's just about the only bad flip card that they've had in the block.
Oh, really?
And it's going to be really powerful in like the right commander deck, or maybe there's going to be some constructed thing where you want to mana ramp into that.
Okay.
But that's all that one does on the flip side is mana ramp.
Sure.
And really, that's all it does on the first side too is mana ramp, which is weird for like 4-color slow mana ramp.
Sure.
It's not exciting.
So now you've taken a blue, a red, and a colorless, and then here's some black pirate-related rare. Buccaneers Bravado. What does this do? Oh, it's
That's
just
yeah,
pirate
that's
tribal.
the pirate pumper, which that mythic is a pirate. It's not a traditional pirate strategy. It's not like an
Okay.
attacky pirate like you want most of your pirates to be, but
Gotcha.
it's a target. Bravado is very good.
See red.
I do like Sea Red. Maybe I like it more than most people. Perhaps just upping my creature count would have been better at this point.
Well, it's an interesting effect because pirates have little butts.
Giving
Probably
it first
'cause they're-
strike is very relevant.
They're
yeah.
out. Well, I mean, this pirate has a big butt. He's getting all the food. There's another Buccaneers Bravado.
Now, at this point, I've taken way more tricks and creature enhancers than I have creatures.
Yeah, yeah. I think you have one creature
This
to
is my-
put. It's that 1/1 mythic.
This is
who
the
puts
opposite
himself
of my
into your library.
usual. Yeah.
I'm gonna put this enchantment on this card and then.
Shuffle them in, or bottom them. Now, taking another Sea Red would be... Okay, so this is where things start getting weird for this deck. Because I've mostly taken some aggressive pirate stuff, and that guy is really good if you're playing Merfolk. So I'm like, oh, immediately after I see another Merfolk, I'm like, oh, I feel like I have to take this. But this also fits in with the aggressive... the one drop that's unblockable, very good for the pirate theme because you get to trigger all your raid stuff really efficiently and easily.
Very true. He's good to put that enchantment on too. The +2.
Yeah.
I guess I mean the first strike doesn't matter quite so much, but who doesn't want an unblockable 3?
Yeah, swinging in with a 3/2 unblockable on turn 2 puts the pressure on them real quick. If
It
they
sure
don't have
does.
cheap removal, they're going to take at least 6 or 9 damage from it.
So this is a Stampeding Horncrest. Was just the best red thing in
It
the
was
pack?
just a creature.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you do here? Traveler's Amulet, Evolving Wilds.
Yeah, I'm not
Some
excited about
weird
any of
blue thing.
those. The Incursion could have potentially found a place in my deck. I feel like you really need to be playing heavy Merfolk to make it worthwhile, though.
Okay.
But
the
at this
Evolving
point,
Wilds,
I don't know exactly what I'm doing.
yeah, Evolving Wilds gives you the opportunity to not know what you're doing a little better.
Exactly.
You're probably not doing Raptor Companion. Why did you hate that card?
My thought was, so far I'm taking a lot of aggressive things, so I wanted to... I basically was hate drafting things that would be rougher for me to deal with. So that would, trade with my 3-drop, or that 1/3 would get in the way and fudge up my 1 and 2 drops.
Okay.
So like those last 3 or 4 picks were all just like, what's the hardest thing for me to deal with? I don't have a strong theme going on here. I've taken a few pirate things and a few merfolk things. Spoiler alert, that's where I land, right in the middle. I'm half merfolk, half pirates. Some of those things synergize okay, but most of
Yeah.
them not so much.
Yeah, I guess you have a tricky choice here now. Do you lean towards Merfolk, or do you lean towards pirates, or do you?
It's a bummer because if I really wanted to go in on the merfolk, I've got that green tutor guy in here.
Oh, I thought for sure you were going to take form of the dinosaur.
I almost did. I will throw it into most, I think, random willy-nilly red decks. I really need to buckle down on my strategy at this point, which was cheap evasion, because I had a couple things with Unblockable. I wanted to up my pirate count for getting the double strike to work. I do think Form of the Dragon is sweet, and you can put it in a lot of things, but I don't think this was the deck for it.
I've seen it frustrate people who have to play against it. And it won't necessarily win you the game, because I have beat people through it, largely because it let me do a bunch of extra free damage to them. But I was ahead on creatures. All right, so there's a black pirate here.
Okay, I didn't think I was going into black. I didn't really have incentive to it, but that black pirate is really good, and works with a couple pirate things I've had. I went with the Merfolk because it's very good. If you have the Merfolk, that thing's amazingly efficient, as everybody knew from the first time it was printed.
Right.
2 for a 2/1 that draws you a card is nuts.
Oh yeah.
Not to mention the creature synergies with Merfolk in this set.
Okay.
I think what really would have been the best pick from that pack was the I forget what it's called. It's the 2/1 pirate. Oh, the Kite Sail Corsair. That gives flying when it attacks. I think that would have worked with my cheap evasion creature synergy.
Okay.
And there I almost took a second one, or I had an opportunity a second one, and passed that for the removal, which I think was the right pick.
Yeah, for sure. Because you're kind of removal light at this point.
Yeah, but if I had one more pirate as well as one more hard to block thing, I think it would have increased the efficiency of my deck a lot.
Sure. You do have a ton of little 1/1s. If they play Hunt the Weak, it kills your deck.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, to be fair, it's demoralizing for them to play a 4-mana removal spell on my 1-drop, which they have to kill because it's unblockable.
Mm-hmm. Now, at this point, there are a lot of red cards that wipe your board. How do you play around those?
I don't.
Oh.
I don't, and I didn't, and I was really lucky nobody played any against me.
Oh.
There was nothing in this pack I cared about, so I just took the 10-cent rare.
Okay.
There's no strategical choice there.
That's a decent aura.
Yeah, it's a bummer that aura doesn't work well on my 1 toughness creatures.
Oh, yeah, that's right, it does.
Which are a lot of what I've drafted. So I was excited to get not only another Unblockable, but another thing that lets me play that Silvergill Adept at 2 mana and draw a card.
Sea Legs is an enchantment, right?
Yes. I don't know how I feel about it. I haven't seen anybody play it. I don't
Okay.
think it seems great.
Sure.
There I just got a couple extra creatures towards the end here. Some 3-drops to help out my curve, but without evasion, which was weird.
Raid, so you'll at least get that benefit off of your little 1/1s.
Yeah, that was my thought. Consistently 3 for a 3/3, which was true.
I know you were wrestling with charging Tuscadon.
Yeah, I think it was the only creature I took that didn't work with any tribal stuff I had. But it's generically a fine thing. You don't have to play a dinosaur to make it have that ability.
Right.
Those 2 abilities.
It's just a 4/4 with weird double strike and trample. Just a 1/3 Merfolk. I guess he helps you block while your 1/3s are getting in, or your 1/1s are getting in.
I ended up playing it. It was, again, a 1/3 for 2 mana. It was hard for me to attack through with my other aggressive things.
Yeah.
Though I think ultimately at the end, most of my things were unblockable or flying.
So how do you feel after pack 2?
I feel like, oh man, I could have a strong deck going either way. I need to figure that out real soon.
All right, well, here's your chance to figure it out. I'm excited to see what the last... I watched it. I had to watch this twice, and I don't remember.
Oh, that would have been exciting if I went with black early.
Uh-huh.
But then also, that's worth putting the black in for.
For sure. It's a good thing you got that Evolving Wilds.
Yeah, so I ended up going with that. Which ended up being the right call. I didn't get to do anything particularly cool with it, but it was a pirate that removed stuff.
Yeah. Ooh, that Anointed Deacon is good. Vanquish the Weak is good.
And then I'm thinking, if I'm in Grixis Pirates, I passed so much of this removal. So I think the best pick for my deck would have been the Destroy Target Creature with power 3 or less. That card's very good. I ended up taking this guy because I just happened to start piling together a Vampire Commander deck, and I forgot that guy even existed. I was like, oh, sweet, this will fill in, because I need like 10 more cards to finish that.
Huh, all right. Well, it's probably better
was-
than some.
That was a selfish pick.
Oh, Conqueror's Galleon is a weird card.
Some people get real excited about it, and I've also seen a lot of people play it, and it's just too slow.
Yeah.
Um,
I think it's good in that slow deck.
I think
but-
a slow deck definitely. I think a mid-range deck sometimes, but I was pretty aggressive,
Your
and
turbo
I don't have
ones.
time for that.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to spend 4 creatures just
Yeah.
to turn it on.
This was exciting because more unblockable with a little more merfolk theme as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
So I ended up having, I think, just the right amount of pirates and merfolk to minimally consider both of them. So I did end up with, sometimes I had a few merfolk and a pirate synergy thing that was weird, but most of the time I had some efficient things for either side of the table.
Okay.
Not as efficient probably if I was all in merfolk or all in pirates, but it still worked. And the merfolk's unblockability worked really well with the raid, and then some of the auras I got to plop down on my unblockable merfolk.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
It
Look,
worked as like unblockable tribal.
this aura here, Mark of the Vampire.
Yes, very, very good with some of my unblockable options.
Right? Even if you get in twice. If you get in twice, that's a huge swing.
I did have a big turn where I got to have my 1/1 unblockable, and it was late game, and I got to play Mark of the Vampire, attach my Pirate's Hook, or Captain's Hook, and then give it 1/1 and double strike because that
God.
made it a pirate. And it was, I think, a 24-point life swing.
And your opponent was real bummed out.
And then he beat me anyway. Yeah, I beat him in the match, but that was the game he beat me. It was when I hit him for 12 damage life link out of the blue.
Oh, wow. There's an elaborate field cannon, Brandon. Why don't you take that card?
Look, I've considered worse decisions in this draft already.
Here's a pile of white. Is nobody playing white?
Yeah, I think green was pretty open also. Yeah, this thing coming late was
Oh, yeah. That card's
surprising
insane.
to me. It has frustrated me playing against that card repeatedly. Not a whole lot I'm excited here.
There's a bunch more white stuff. Stormfleet
Um,
Arsonist, I guess, is all right.
Yeah, it's a pirate, and I consistently will have the raid trigger. The effect actually is not that great. I think I ended up cutting it out of...
Oh, yeah, because the
for most of the
sacrifice is
night.
permanent, so most of the time you're going to hit a land.
Yeah. And, like, if you're on the play and you curved out, that's probably going to be really annoying to them, but
Mhm.
on average, it's not going to do a whole lot.
No. Especially by the time you play him, they will have either ramped out their 6-drop or they're not going to get to cast their 6-drop anyway.
Yeah, so ultimately, I feel like my tribe for this deck was unblockable.
Okay.
And that actually worked because you don't really need a tribe for a bunch of unblockable to be efficient. I went 2-1. I got crushed immediately by the deck that ended up winning for the night. And it was like a weird slow Bant control with just a few bombs in those colors.
Okay.
It was unexpected and not a usual deck, but very good. And then I sort of did what my deck planned on doing to the other two people, just dropping out my hand with unblockable stuff and
All right.
putting some cheap auras on them to make them big.
Yeah, this looks
So
decent.
it was weird and not what I usually see, but pretty good.
Cool.
That's all I got.
All right. Well, we'll see you around, guys.